Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we are going to see the introduction to prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the process of designing, refining, and optimizing instructions given to an AI system so that they can generate accurate, relevant, and useful responses. So prompt engineering is nothing but you are asking AI the right question in the right way. So what can be a prompt? A prompt can be a question, an instructions, a paragraph, a conversation, or a set of example, a role assignment. So what is a poor prompt and a better prompt? So suppose you just go to a chat GPT and type, tell me about Python. So AI will respond to this prompt. So, but it may respond in a very broad way. Okay, it can be a little bit of unfocused answer. But suppose you were asking in this way, explain Python programming for a first year engineering students in simple language with 3 real life examples. In this case, your answer will be focused. As you have mentioned, for a first year engineering student, it will be beginner friendly. Uh, this is for an undergraduate student, so it will be easy to understand and real world context will be very relevant. So you should know how to give a prompt to an AI system. Why is prompt engineering important? Suppose you were asking ChatGPT a question where now the AI will again be confused and it will trigger further question. What should I do with this question? Right? But suppose you were asking you a question like this. How do I reach the railway station from Carmi University using public transportation? Now the question is very clear and it serves its purpose. So now the answer also is completely accurate. So whatever you given, it will give out. If you give a garbage in, the answer will also be going to be a garbage out. So poor prompt is going to give you a poor answer. Good prompt is going to give you a better answer. An excellent prompt is going to give you an excellent answer. So it is always good to know how to give an excellent prompt. So according to Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, so it is said that an amazingly high leverage skills and an early example of programming in a little bit of natural language. So this is what is prompt engineering. According to him, the definition of prompt engineering is this. So earlier we have something called a traditional programming where we use C, Java, and Python. We used to learn C, Java, and Python for giving any instructions to a computer. But now the prompts, okay, now the very important language with which we talk to AI is a prompt. So instead of if else or for loop, you can write act as a mathematics teacher, explain differentiation with diagram, give 5 practice questions. So the language itself changes to a natural language and the prompts also changes. So because of such a cases, there is no syntax barrier. You need not study the syntaxes, right? So what is a prompt? A prompt is the direct input given to an AI model that instruct it on how to behave and what to output. So it explicitly defines what to do, how to do, and who is the audience and what format to produce. Suppose, let's take an example. You are an experienced software engineer. Explain cloud computing to first year engineering students. Use simple language. Include examples. Limit the answer to 300 words. Here, if you see the anatomy of the prompt, there is a role. So, for example, you are telling you behave like an experienced software engineer. There is also a task. So, you are saying that explain cloud computing. There is an audience, there is a style and length. So, these are some of the preferable anatomy of for a prompt, for a good prompt. Why do different prompts produce different answer? For example, you take a general intent, write about AI. So the answer will also be a general explanation, no constrained output. Now you say a targeted audience, explain AI for a class 6 student using cartoons and daily life examples. So now it is a simple language. The response will be in simple language and fun examples. It is easy to understand. And the prompt 3 is explain AI mathematically using probability theory. So here the response is going to be technical explanation, rigorous equations are going to be present in your responses. So exactly the same AI model. So exactly the same AI model, but it is giving a different output for the different prompts. So need for the prompt engineering. So why do we need a prompt engineering? From the above examples, it is very clear that only if your prompt is better, then you are going to get the intended output. So, in order to fill the gap between a human and an AI model, obviously the prompt engineering, the good prompt is very much important. Because without a proper prompt, you will be getting irrelevant answers, biased output, incorrect assumptions, incomplete informations, unnecessary details. So all these will lead to a risk of getting you an unexpected answer. And obviously you have to concentrate on what is called a prompt engineering. So if you see about the evolution of prompt engineering in stage one, it was a simple keywords based prompt. For example, you say weather. So it will give you an output about the weather. Then rule based, write 5 points about climate change. Then it changed to a context rich prompt. So you are a school teacher, explain climate change to class 8 students. So here you have a role, you have a targets, and you have an expectations, and everything is there. So output become more relevant. Then comes the role-based prompting. Act like an HR manager and conduct an interview. Now the role-based prompting. Then comes the chain of thoughts and reasoning prompting. And nowadays you have the agentic AI and multimodal prompting. You can upload your file or photo files. You can up photos. You upload your videos. You upload your PDFs for summarization, for generation of questions and explanation in a better way. So voice prompts are available. So this is the evolution of the prompt engineering. If you talk about the evolution of the GPTs, so it has crossed a major milestone. So where your prompt engineering actually works. Okay. So now there are GPT, then GPT-2, GPT-3, GPT 3.5, GPT-4, and GPT-5. And the current generation works on GPT-5 with human-like conversation, coding assistance, reasoning, and content creation. Now, if you talk about images and videos, you have the DALL-E for image generation. So better prompt will give you a better image. So here is an example of one image created, a futuristic smart classroom with AI robots teaching students, photorealistic and cinematic lighting. Yes, it is done. Okay, so Lambda, Palm, and Llama family. So these are different types of GPTs which are available. Okay, so currently the current GPT working on multi-model signals. Now, if you talk about the evolution of GPT, the GPT-3, which generates natural language, perform text completion, and GPT 3.5, faster, better conversation, lower cost, and code generation, and GPT-4, strong reasoning, better accuracy, logical thinking, mathematical problem solving, code generation, and multimodal capability. Now, moving on to GPT-5, right? And if you talk about prompt engineering, why we have to write why prompt engineering have become better, popular. Better prompts leads to better AI performance, better productivity. So writing programs and software development, generating automated data. I hope by all these capabilities are used by us at least once a day. So what are the challenges in prompt engineering? So ambiguous prompts leads to unclear output. So there is no standard that this is how a prompt should look like. No syntax for that. Then different AI models respond to identical prompts in a different way. There is also some biases and very sensitivity. The sensitivity that is the prompt quality is good. Your quality of output is also good. You have the iterative overheads, right? And what are the characteristics of a good prompt? A good prompt should be clear. It should be very specific, context rich, right? And audience aware. And who is this output for? For example, class 8 student or class 6 or an university student. Then it should be structured and it should be constraint based. Some real life examples of prompt engineering is it is used in education, healthcare, software development, business, research, marketing, and design. So in the next class, we will discuss more detail about the open AI and the prompt engineering.